Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday's Q&A. We'll give it a couple minutes here and see if we get more people, but we're gonna not have not really gonna have a theme today, or just open questions, see what we have, and answer them as I go. All right, we can go ahead and get started. If anybody has any questions right off the bat, we can go ahead and hit that react button and put up your hand, and then we'll let you ask your question. All right. We've got our first question. Had some late people join, but welcome to the Tuesday Q&A. Looks like we got our first question with Bill.
Yeah, I was wondering, under inventory, when you see temp racks, like you go into inventory and then you select the store, you see temp racks and all. What's the difference between temp racks and all?
So you're specifically looking for certain locations that you've got?
No,
And
I'm trying to do an inventory and I do have specific locations, but I'm doing a full inventory. I just go under all, right? And then the temp rack, I don't understand. They'll have like 432 locations under a temp rack.
Hey, Bill, it's Gina.
Hey, Gina.
Those temp racks are for when we actually took you guys live. They're from your old system, so it was like the barcode that things were racked to for all the old stuff when we imported the inventory. So I doubt that those are being used, and I doubt that there's things there anymore. So they can definitely be deleted. So we can help you do that if you want to submit a support ticket.
Okay, great. My other question is, do you have to clear it before you do the last full inventory? Do you have to auto refresh or?
No, you should be able to just start off and start scanning it. If you do run into any issues, though, I have seen where people don't get the reset button up top. But generally, as soon as you start scanning the first one for the day, it should pop up the reset button if you want to start over, or you can just start going through and it should start counting it.
Okay, so basically when you finish it, it says the start date of the inventory if you can't finish it all in one day?
No, so if you finish it, it should change it to the day that you finished it on. So if you
Okay,
started it this
yeah.
morning, yeah, and then finished it in the afternoon, it'll still show like 218 was completed.
Yeah, I did one the other day and it still says 2/6. That's what I
Okay.
just want to understand.
Okay, we can take a look at that and see what was missed, but generally if it's showing that there's an old date on it, there's probably a couple that were missed or that you didn't know that you had to scan or something like that. So we can look into that if you just let us know where we
Okay.
should be looking.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Hello.
All right. Next one coming from Ben. Hey, Ben.
Hi. Hey, Tyler. Hey, so I have I have two locations, and my other location, my rent is very, very high, and I need to raise the prices for just that location. Is that possible?
Yeah, that's possible. We would just need to know exactly what parameters you want and the percentages, and then it can definitely be done. Yeah.
Okay, so just start a conversation offline after this or whatever with you on chat or whatever.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Awesome. All right, next one is Christy. Hey, Christy.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Great. I was trying to figure out how if one of my drivers accidentally scanned an order as delivered and he actually couldn't deliver it, but how do I reverse that? And then he brought it back and I need to get it back in like to rack it so that the next delivery time we go there, it gets delivered. How do we do that?
Yeah, so you should be able to just re-rack it, and then it'll go back to a ready status once you put it back on that storage conveyor or
So
wherever you're placing it.
you can rack an order that's already been picked up and delivered.
Correct. Yep.
out of the system. Okay,
Yeah,
re-rack. Perfect. Thank you.
yeah, not a problem. Okay. Looks like our next one is Kathy.
So just so I'm clear, I remember that when you picked up an order, such as delivery, it would show black. And then I would have to almost send it to like spotting or send it to pressing so that I could re-rack it. You can now just re-rack right from black?
Right, yep. You can just go ahead and re-rack it with the same ticket that was on
If it's already been picked up, it shows black, you can still re-rack it.
it. Yep,
Oh,
correct.
awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. All right, hey, River.
Bouncing off of that, I've noticed sometimes when we try to re-rack something, it won't re-rack with the same ticket and we end up having to print a new ticket. And I noticed it was like a shelf. Is it different based on what type of location it would be?
And you've been seeing this happen often recently?
With shelves in particular. Versus if you
Okay.
scan something on a conveyor, it'll show like order brought back and it'll just re-rack with normal. But for shelves, we have to reprint a ticket.
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely want to look into that. I haven't seen it happen with anything that specific.
Okay.
Okay, and it looks like we've had some new people join since last time. So at the bottom of your screen, there'll be a react button. If you have questions, go ahead and hit that button, and then you can raise your hand, and then we can unmute you. Just to reiterate, today we don't have a theme specific, so go ahead and ask away at your questions. Hey, Brian.
Hey Tyler, just real quick, I've heard a few things, and we're talking about racking, but is there any audible noise that can be made for a successful rack?
Not for successful racking.
Okay.
By the way, Brian, that is something that I've asked for, and we definitely have a feature request in for that. So it's
Okay.
not fallen on deaf ears.
Got it. All right, thank you.
Hey, guys, another question. When we have a redo, we scan out the ticket because you obviously don't want to put it back in to reset the ticket. The customer already pays and wants to have it redone afterwards. Say they come back. We do have a button that does take off the cleaning cost, but the only issue is if that item has a surcharge of, say, a silk, linen, pleats, whatever it is, it will only deduct, the redo will only deduct the cleaning cost, not the whole, not the upcharges. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you're doing it a redo promotion for the order,
No,
or
no,
you're
no,
doing?
no. Like say a customer would like to, can I have this suit cleaned again, please? Can you give it one more shot? And we'll redo it. We'll try re-cleaning it. But it has like a linen or a silk, it has some sort of upcharges, pleats or something. The 100% redo is only for the cleaning. I can't get it to take off the upcharges. The only way I can do that is if I change the price of the garment by like 1 penny. And then it will automatically do it at zero, as a redo.
Okay, gotcha. And so for your redo, are you doing it as a special care?
You can look to see, I'll tell you right now.
Okay.
So we go. Let's see. Sorry, I just gotta open. It is, yeah, it goes under special care and we have on it under special process. Under special cares.
Okay, gotcha. Gina just let me know that she just fixed it, actually.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Gina just went ahead and fixed it for you.
Oh, she did?
I got your back, Jack.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right, I believe next is Kathy.
Yes, I noticed under comments in the comment section that Sal said that the scanner will vibrate when you're scanning. Is that correct? I've never felt it vibrate, so I didn't know if we were doing something different.
For bad scan or for good scan too? For both.
Oh, I don't know. Just that. What did Sal say under chat? I can't find it.
I think it would just depend what kind of scanner you have. The scanners that we sell don't actually vibrate, so it wouldn't be anything that we provided. And
Can Sal?
the only noise it makes is the actual scan noise, like the scanning beep. It doesn't
Right?
make like a positive noise. So that's kind of what people want is instead of a beep, because a beep can be anything, a bad scan or a good scan. Um, yeah, they're requesting a positive scan noise, so I'm not sure what kind of scanner Sal has.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, looks like next is Christy.
Yeah, Bill was talking about how to the redo situation. Can you walk me through the best way to do a redo? Say a customer picks up an order that has 3 pieces on it and it picks up, it pays, and then they take a peek at the item. They're like, oh, this shirt still has this spot on it. What's the best way to just take that shirt and put it in the system as a redo? Just scan the heat seal and zero out the charge, or what's the best way to do that?
Hey, Christy, it's Gina. Um,
Hey.
so the best way, I'm trying to get something up here to show my screen for you too, because I know people learn better with screen share. But either way, the easiest thing to do with a redo is simply put it in as a new order. I think people overcomplicate it a little bit when they try to like split it from the current order and then pay for it, but then still put it through production again. So you
Uh-huh.
should very well, all those 3 pieces, pick them up, pay for them, and then just create a new order for the redo item. So if it's just one item that you're redoing, you can come to promotions and there should be a redo coupon for you already. We have that default in our system. A lot of people use
Okay.
this method. However, you don't have to if you want to opt for what Bill was talking about, where they actually use it as a special care so that, if you just have one item that's a redo, but the person's dropping off 5 other pieces, you can still put everything on the same order and just apply the redo special care, and it'll just make that item $0. Does that make sense?
It does make sense now, but if you zero out the price, is it going to save that $0 amount to the heat seal for next time?
Good question. No. So, our special cares, we have the option to make them temporary or permanent. So, specifically for the redo upcharge, we would make that one temporary, meaning it would not carry on to all future transactions.
But if I made it as a new order and promotion redo as a zero charge, then that's going to apply to the heat seal.
The coupons only apply to an order, not a direct heat seal. So, it would just be whatever you put
Okay.
on that order would be free.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So that seems okay. And that'll zero multiply. All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Christy.
believe next is Steve.
Yeah, I'd like to piggyback on what Christy was saying. Folded shirts, is there any way you can do those as a temporary one-time preference? And because sometimes customers want them folded, sometimes they don't. And right now, the way we've got it is everything's, permanent under the preferences.
Okay, yeah, so you have it under the actual profile preference instead of
Right.
just a normal special care.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, the only way to do that would be to add it as just a normal special care rather than do the actual profile preference.
Okay. And so we just have to set that up as I guess in the setup phase, it just shows a temporary or a one-time deal under
Yeah.
special cares when you're setting that up.
Yeah, or what you could do is add another preference to the already created one and just say per request. And so then say they bring in 3 items, but they only want 2 folded, then you could just note that these 2 items should be folded and that special care would work for them. And then for your people who want them to be folded all the time, regardless, then you could still have that preference labeled there to fold
Okay.
all the time.
We'll see what happens.
Awesome, yeah. Yeah, let us know if you need help with that or anything like that.
Thank you.
Okay, we've got a couple questions in the chat. So, okay. Shalina, oh yeah, your mic wasn't working. Okay. So you need to create a master account for one person or for the fair. You got sub accounts for each of the executives. Can you create that on your own? Answer is yes, but if you have like specific things that you need or you want to make sure that's done correctly, you can always reach out to us and anybody should be able to help you. And I believe in our learning center, there's also a really good article on that as well. If you need any further assistance with it too. But either way, you can reach out to us and we can help you. And then, okay. We have one more, but looks like it's gone. I've been answered. Okay. So currently we don't have any other questions at the moment. Again, if you're new, go ahead and hit that react button, click the raise hand, and then we can go forward with your question. Christy?
Yeah, where do I go to add something, a retail item for retail items?
Yeah. Let's see, do you already have retail set up in your system?
Yeah, and I have some things in there, but I want to add to it. I just couldn't find in the settings where to add something to that spot.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I think Gina's about to pull it up and show you in 2 seconds.
Hey, Christy,
Hey,
you see
Gina.
my screen?
Yes. Thank you.
All right. So right from the home screen, go to settings,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's detailing pricing,
Mm-hmm.
and then price lists.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the upper right corner, you can click add new. Like,
Uh-huh.
let's say it's a lint roller, enter in your price. And then you have to come down here to settings. This is very, very important for anyone that's
Okay.
ever adding new price list items in general. Because especially if you have tax in your state, you want to make sure that things are getting taxed correctly. So things need to be in the right department. But for category for retail, we have to put it in the retail category. That's how it shows up correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm not going to do this for real, but if you have like a retail department, you can use that, or, I don't know if you have tax in your
Okay.
state or not, if it matters too much.
Okay.
You can change the picture too. And then you just add it. I'm not going to actually add this. This is our beta
Right.
tester.
So that the categories where I choose the retail right there.
Yes,
Okay.
that's exactly how you get it hooked up.
All right.
They
Thank
should
you.
have some retail items. When you create an order, then you have that retail tab to use.
Right. Yeah. That's what I
Perfect.
wanted. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, and it looks like in the chat, if you aren't reading it, somebody asked if these are recorded and where could we see them if we miss one. And these are recorded, and we do post them on our YouTube channel. Last week's is still being edited, so it hasn't been posted yet, but it's on its way. But all the previous ones, you can definitely go back and look at those already.
I don't have a question. I just have a comment. I know you guys recently, we recently were able to use the geofencing for our routes. And I just want to say that anybody that's on the fence about that, it's working beautifully. We finally turned it on for all of our routes. And we're now getting 5 or 6 signups directly from the website a week. So I know when there's new stuff out there, we're afraid to turn it on and we research it and we wait. But I'm telling people, just put your fence in place and then turn it on and they'll just come. Because anybody that signs up on the website doesn't want to wait till tomorrow till you call them back, right? They're in the mood, they're ready to go, and they want to just schedule a pickup while they're thinking about it. So I highly suggest anybody that's on the fence there start using it right away.
Yeah, awesome. We love to hear that. Okay. Erica, did you have your hand raised? I'll go ahead and ask to unmute.
Okay, sorry. Hi.
All good.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, I have actually 2 questions. The first one, it was a question that I did, probably it was 2 weeks ago. It's regarding when you create an order, you write down how many pieces do you have or the customer has. After you start detailing, is there a way that I can see, let's say that I took 5 pieces, but I detail 6. Afterwards, let's say a week from wherever I detail it, is there a way that I can find out how many pieces detail? I know that they told me to go into history and see the pieces, but on history and the pieces that it shows there is only the pieces that actually I invoice. It doesn't show what I create the work order at the beginning with.
So I'm just gonna make sure I'm understanding you correctly. So basically what you're wanting is a way to see if I originally put on the ticket that I had 5 pieces, but then at the end, when I close order, I end up with 6. How will I know that I put 5, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. I would say the only way that you could do that is once you create the order, it should print off a ticket or a drop ticket for you, and that would show the pieces that you selected if you put them in, right?
That is the only way?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, as of
Okay.
right now, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to know because I do keep all the tickets and I want to stop using all the tickets because I have boxes of work orders because there is people that sometimes they forgot their items and they come back 2-3 months after and they're like, oh, I brought you 5 pieces and you're just giving me 4, or I brought you 5 and you're giving me 6. I just brought you 5. So that's why I save all my work orders. But I needed to know if it was like a report that we can run or something that we can see whatever we type in on the work order.
Okay, actually, okay, I got you, I got you. So if you go to history, if you have one of those accounts pulled up right now, if you go to the history tab
Mm-hmm.
and then you hover over the, yep, Gina's about to show you right here.
Mm-hmm.
Should be if you hover over the, oh, okay. So it won't show on her screen, but if you hover over the order number or in that area, it should pop up like a gray box that shows some insight behind that.
Okay. Okay. Now, my other question, it's about pricing. I know that you actually can increase pricing by percentage or whatever you are thinking, and you can just type it in on the top of on the right corner on settings. But in this case that we do medical stuff, is there an easier way for me to increase the prices without affecting the ones that we are under contract or no? Instead of going one by one.
Yeah, I would definitely for that specific scenario, reach out to us about. Just let us know what you're kind of dealing with, because I'm assuming that those contracted ones that you have, or whichever, say you only want one price list, it's best to let us know so we can narrow down exactly what needs to be done to properly update it, so you don't see any effects down the line or up the line.
Up the line. And last question, I'm sorry. I said two,
Okay.
and this is the third one. Okay, on my price list, I noticed that I do have, let's say, 100 pieces on my price list. But out of the 100 pieces, I'm basically only using, let's say, 40. But it still shows on my price list the other 60. Is there a way that delete them or remove them from the system?
Yeah, if there was a list of items that you no longer use or that you no longer want to service, you could do, either you could go through or you could send us a list and we can help you out by disabling those items on those price lists.
Yeah, they're disabled, but I wonder if I can just delete them, because I'm gonna explain you real quick. I did have somebody asking me for the price list. I pull it out, and a lot of the items that I have on the list, even though that they're disabled, they're still showing on my price list.
Yeah, so the best thing that we can do is only disable them, so you can't see them, but you can always see them in that price list module.
Okay. Okay, that's all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, not a problem. Thank you. All right, I think Christy is next.
Okay, I wonder if there's a way, occasionally you have an order that you need to like adjust off, like write it off because of a claim, or you want to be able to do an adjustment to it for whatever reason. And so far, the only thing that I've been told I can do is you can do a credit onto something, but I don't know if a partial credit would work to an order. Can you just, you can do a partial credit on the account, but you can't apply a partial credit to an individual ticket if it doesn't equal. You know what I'm saying? It won't reduce that one invoice by a dollar amount if there's still a balance due. And then I've been told, oh, to only get rid of the like write off an order is just to delete the order. But I really want that history to be there. So you see what I'm saying? I'm looking for some solutions here.
Hey, Christy, it's Chris.
Hey.
So I think it depends on the scenario, but if you're talking about writing off an order and you still want the order to be present and you want the history of an order, you could do one of two things, right? I always recommend creating a write-off promotion just because you can track it in the promotions reporting system and it will zero
Okay.
everything out for you. You do have an option to pay a claim on any order and do a partial credit or partial refund. And what that will do is it still tracks it, but you'll have to notate that it's a write-off, right? So I think the better way to do it is always through the write-off promotion for that specific order. Then that way in the promotions reporting system, you'll be able to see how many promotions or how many orders have the write-off promotion and how much money that had costed you.
Okay. The second option you mentioned you didn't recommend, just so I know where it is, that where is that at?
So the pay a claim option is
Pay a
actually in
claim,
the
yeah.
Yep, it's in the payment window of the customer's account. So if you go into a customer's account and hit payment, next to the
Mhm.
sale you'll see an option for pay a claim. And then if you click that pay a claim option next to the sale, then you'll see it'll give you an option to input the value that you want to refund. You cannot exceed the amount of the order, but you can give a partial refund of the order amount.
Okay, so I'll use that to do like a refund to the customer, like in front of me to give them back money
Exactly.
on
Yep. And
something
it will
they
go back to the
paid.
original. Exactly. Yep.
And then use the write-off promotion, like maybe it's something that I haven't collected money on yet, but I need to, I don't want to bill them for it because of whatever reason. Okay,
Exactly.
use the
Yep.
promotion. Okay, great. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, looks like next is Brian, and then we'll go to Steve after that.
Hey, Tyler, just real quick. I know we were talking about geofencing that Kathy brought up. I didn't create it from the website yet, but does geofencing work in store when I'm adding the customer to the route?
No, it does not.
Okay. So in store, we still have to understand where the person is and where the CSR to understand where that person lives in respect to which route, right?
Right. But once they start on the route, so say for whatever reason the CSR puts them on the wrong route, they put them on Route 1 instead of Route 2. The system, once that person goes ahead and puts in the pickup, it will adjust it. It'll see
Got it.
where they're supposed to be and move them manually. So
Okay.
yes and no, I guess would be the
Got it. Yeah,
correct
no,
answer.
that
Yeah.
works. I was just trying to, because one thing that we struggle with is, hey, what's your address? And then, try to tell them when the text message and the route
Right.
days are. So, okay. All right.
Right. Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely. Yep. All right, moving on to Steve.
Yeah, this isn't so much a question, but I kind of want to piggyback on what Kathy was saying a minute ago. The geofencing is great. We just did an every door direct mail campaign with a barcode or a QR code, excuse me, and directed them to a sales letter, which then directed them through a click to the smart sign up sheet. Pretty daggone cool. It really worked well. We've only done it once so far, but we'll be hitting a lot more EDDM mailers based on that success. So it was, I think we've gotten like 5 or 6 new clients just on that one new mailer, and they're all in a concentrated area. So it worked out really well.
That's perfect. We love to hear that.
Yeah, it was neat.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, I would like to say that as good as geofencing is, some people it is not meant for. There are some companies that try it and then they realize I can't run on that. I need to just run on a schedule rather than based off location of person, which is totally okay.
Well,
Most options.
what was good about this was, of course, we're sending it to a directed location, so we know what route it's going to be on. So it automatically slipped them into that route. So it was pretty neat.
Right, exactly. Yep, that's perfect. All right, looks like we've got Kathy.
So I'm going back to the question of if they sign them up at the counter and the person schedules their first route pickup, it will automatically move them. Is there a downside then to just using Route 1 for any counter sign up? And then the system will automatically move them? Or creating a route that's creating Route 30, which is nothing, and just have, because that's a big pushback we get from the counter is, well, we don't know which route to put them on. But you're saying if it readjusts it, and I just tell them, hey, guys, just use 30, and then the system adjusts it, would I be okay? Is there something I'm not factoring in?
No, I think it would be good. The only thing that I'm thinking of is if they are putting in a pickup at the store, but I guess I wouldn't see anybody doing that. That's a good question.
Say if I
think-
created Route 30, but it had no geofence on it, so you could
Yep.
put everybody in there, and then the route manager could go through 30 and make sure that it's pushing them to where they should be, or moving them
Exactly.
manually, but at least customer service now is comfortable with assigning them a route number.
Yeah, I think that would be the best
Okay.
bet would be to do a non-geofence route, almost like a catch-all, or you could even label it counter or something. Sign-ups on counter. You can name it whatever you wanted.
Right.
And then your CSRs would know we're going to set them there every time a geofence is going to collect them later on.
And then they'll feel more comfortable, so they'll try to, explain it more. It's when they don't quite know what they're doing that makes them uncomfortable. The other thing is I really would like Steve Thompson's email address, because I'm really excited to hear about his every door direct mail promotion. So if he's still on and he can put it in the chat, that would be great.
Okay, yeah, I see he just put his thumb up, so we'll definitely we'll get that over to you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, looks like we've got Christy.
Hello again.
Hey,
And thank you for this opportunity for all my odd questions that didn't fall into other categories. I appreciate it.
yeah.
This one has to do with reports. So when I run my payroll report every week, you pull up the payroll report for the period that you want, and it comes up on the screen, and it's sorted by last name, which is perfect because that matches up with how my QuickBooks payroll system works. But then when you go to print the report, the only way to print it is to export it and then print it. It prints it and it sorts it by first name. And I'm like, so, it's just a little pain in the butt. You're printing out a list by first name order sorted, and you're trying to put it into a payroll system where it's last name sorted. How can they fix it so it just, the printout looks just like it does on the screen when you pull up the payroll report, sorted by last name?
Yeah, I think that's already been requested to do it by last name. Considering I'm pretty sure the employee list is listed in last name too. I think that's one of the biggest things. But yeah, I think somebody's already requested that. But I'll definitely take a second look for you.
Okay. And I know we were on another note when we first signed up back in August, and we had asked about the color palette. And we were told at that time that they were working on being able to increase the colors in the palette. Where are we with that?
Currently, I think we're in the same stage. We're unsure. We're unsure if we're going to add to it, or if we're going to add a special button to it. But we're hearing everybody who says they want more colors.
Yeah, because the basics don't always don't
Right.
work all the time. All
Right.
right, thank
Yep.
you.
Yeah, not a problem. Okay, and if there are anybody who's new or joined later, go ahead and hit that react button at the bottom, and go ahead and hit the raise hand, and we can get to your question. Hey,
Hello, me
Christy.
again.
Yeah.
Is there a way, we came out of a situation a while back where we unexpectedly had to have a snow day here in New Orleans. And is there any way for me to like log in from home and somehow notify my route customers that obviously we're not coming because there's 11 inches of snow on the ground today without having to go through the marketing plan subscription thing?
Well, with that ending portion you added, no, not entirely. So there is a third-party method that you could use, but again, you would have to pull a report of all your customers that you want to reach out to, export it, then send it over to that third party and have them do it. Or if you did I believe it's a $99 for the mass text function for marketing. That would be the only other option that you've got.
Okay, so I mean, if it wasn't a big route, I could just go in and pull up my route list, and I could just go into each one of those individual account and text them real quick and say, hey, I know you got your automated route pickup yesterday, but obviously we're not coming today because we can't because of the snow. and but that's really the only recourse at that point.
Right. Yep. Exactly.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Yep. All right. Kathy?
Promise this is the last time I'll raise my hand. I used to do the same thing in 5th grade, so not much has changed. But you mentioned $99 mass text messaging system. First, I've heard of it because currently we're in the marketing program. But for those that aren't in the marketing program, can you explain that a little bit more?
Hi, Kathy. It's Denise,
Hi,
marketing.
Denise.
Hi. So the notifications only product is really for people who don't feel the need to do marketing. It's a plain text email, mass email. There's no pictures. There's no, doesn't really have a marketing look or feel. It's literally just to get a message out as quickly as possible. So that's what the $99 is. We still have to get you a Twilio number if you're going to do texting, and then you'll pay for the text just like with marketing. But that's really for people who just only want to be able to do emergencies, and it is not to be used for marketing. We're not getting you a marketing style of Twilio campaign. So it's kind of that lowest level. We also have a broadcast level, which is $199 a month. That does include, designed emails, but it's that one-off. You only are doing broadcasts. You're only sending them on a one-off basis. You're not going to have the campaign capability. So those 3 levels, the smart campaigns, which is what you're on, it's top level, and you get the campaigns and the broadcasts included for $5.99 a month. The broadcast, you are in charge of your own marketing. You can't just turn it on and have it run. You have to set everything up, manually. I mean, you guys use broadcasts with part of your marketing already, but they're supposed, what you have is a complementary marketing system where you have the ongoing campaigns to fuel growth, and then you have the ability to send your one-off messages as well.
Just feel though that a lot of those campaign programs that we're using, we're setting up ourselves anyways. Now, would we still have access to setting up campaigns ourselves with a broadcast messaging subscription?
No. The
Okay.
campaigns, we give you templated versions if you want to use those, you're always,
Right.
those go just the toggle on and off. And then yes, we have the campaign builder, which is what you guys might be doing because you want to create campaigns that are specific to your business. So if you want to run any kind of ongoing campaign, you have to be at the campaign level.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
no problem.
All right. Looks like next we've got Josh.
Am I unmuted?
Yep, we can hear you.
Hey, hey there. Brand new to Smart. Haven't even onboarded yet, but I got a question about the communication. I guess to kind of piggyback off of what the other people were asking. Say there's like snow or weather, equipment issues, whatever, to be able to broadcast to all my route customers. There has to be a certain plan that you sign up for to do that. Or can you send emails and text through the system?
So, hi, it's Denise again. If you would like to mass message your customers, you need to be on one of our free messaging plans. So just like I was mentioning, there's the $5.99, which is campaigns and broadcasts. So that means you have access to everything. The next tier down is just broadcast, which means you can send designed emails and texts, but you're setting those up one by one. And then the last level down is just notifications, which won't look, it's not meant for marketing, actually. It's just like emergency
Just communication.
just communication. We have to close
Yeah.
early today. We're going to be closed on Christmas, Thanksgiving, etc.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to use any promotions with that. There's nothing marketing about it. It's just the way for you to get that message out to everyone at the, instantly.
Okay. Yeah, because
Yep.
that's how we currently communicate with our customers, the different
Yeah.
holidays, all that good stuff,
Yeah.
just to keep
Yeah.
them in the loop on it.
Yeah. The nice thing is we always offer the ability for you to create your own customer group. So with the notifications, if you only need to send it to a certain route or you only want to send it to store customers, it's all KPI based. So you would just build your KPIs of your customer groups, and then you'd be able to message them as needed.
Totally. So you set the parameters and you kind of go from there.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And so for all the levels of marketing, it's all based on KPIs. So it allows you to sort of, craft and cut up your customer list the way you might need to, and
Yeah.
do that instantaneously versus having to like download a customer list, sort it, do all that work.
Nice.
So it's a nice program.
Yeah. And so you said the basic communication, that's part of the service in general, or is that an extra?
It is extra. It's $99 a month, and you would also pay for texts, just like you do with the POS. Marketing texting is 4 cents a text. And so that's 99. Then the next level up, the broadcast is 199, and campaigns is 599.
Big change. Okay.
Yeah, but the 599 does provide the most growth because it's sort of these ongoing campaigns that trigger to your customers. So the higher price point is also providing more ROI. So they're sort of priced based on, the sort of value to your customers and the value to your business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if you do the top one, you have all the functions of the others as well.
Yeah, I mean, you won't need the notifications because you'll just use the broadcasts
Okay.
as your notifications, vehicle.
Nice.
Yeah. So we can certainly walk you through, could just at least give you a free demo. That's no charge, no commitment or anything. And all of our products are no commitment. We don't make you sign a contract. So you can try it out for a few months, and then, you can move levels, you can go up, you can go down. We're happy to work with you. And we also have someone on staff who's a customer success associate. And so he really works with our customers to make sure they're getting value out of the system. And he's great. I think Kathy knows him pretty well at this point. So we provide a lot of support as well to make sure you're hitting your goals. If you have certain growth goals, certain departments you're trying to increase spending in, all of that, we really help you get there.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you have a salesperson, you can just go ahead and reach out to them and they'll be happy to talk with you about it. But you can also email marketing@smartsystems.com. I'll put that in the chat. And I see a question from Shalina. Is $5.99 this per store price? Actually, no, it's just $5.99 per customer per instance. So you can have multiple brands within one instance and it's all one price.
Oh, that's good to know.
Multiple stores. So your routes, your store, any brand, as long as it's just one instance, that's the price per month.
And that just communicates and markets to your existing clientele.
Yes, exactly. It's really based on the idea that you can get the most money from people who are already your customers.
Yeah.
So there's a whole other system that you would use to, pull in customers through Google. And that's why we have smart reviews, which helps you look better on Google when people are looking for you. So that's also an app. It's a module inside Smart. And so if you're looking for more new customers, reviews would help you with that. These campaign
Totally.
broadcasts, this is all exactly what you were just saying. It's meant to inspire your current customers to spend more, spend in other departments, show off your services, retain new customers, find lost customers, all of that. So there's a lot of power and value in your current customer base. There's a lot to be done with those individuals.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we also design websites. So for anyone who may be feeling like their website isn't nice enough, that's maybe something that you would want to work on as well if you're trying to increase your new customer acquisition. We have a great designer on staff. We have different levels for websites as well, depending on how much you want to redo, how much of a website you need, one page versus multiple pages. And so we have a great set of offerings with that as well. And they're really nicely done, and they actually help with your SEO, and they're finely tuned for search, local search. So we've got options. We're always happy to talk with anyone, and again, no commitment. We love to chat about marketing, and we'll just show you everything we have, and work with you on a plan.
Good deal. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, looks like we got time for one more, coming from Bill.
Hey, guys, quick question. When I'm away from the store and say there's an issue and I go on my Apple phone, my iPhone, I'm sorry, and I go on to Smart, it really is difficult to maneuver because it doesn't really want to take that shape. Is there any plans of trying to straighten that out?
Hey, Billy, it's Gina.
Hey, Gina.
So the Smart itself is not super mobile friendly. So just to begin with, it's not the most mobile friendly interface. So going off of that, you still can get to it from your phone, but you need to use Google Chrome. You cannot use Safari. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I thought I had it set up so it goes on to Chrome
Yeah, I
for
mean,
my
just make sure
homepage.
you are using Chrome. It still might look a little funny. I actually haven't tried it myself in a long time. But of course, that is, a feature request that I am diligently on all the time for them making like a friendly mobile version for owners just to check like sales reports and stuff like that too.
Right, that's
Um,
the thing. It kind of like squishes and
yeah,
doesn't, you have to
it's
kind of,
not easy. It's possible, but it is not easy.
okay. Yeah, I think I'm on Chrome when I'm doing it. Like again, like you said, you can't really move everything around.
It's a little hard. Yep.
Yeah,
It's not going to work
okay,
the best. Only if necessary, I would use it.
yeah, all right, thank you.
All right, with that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Should be doing this again next Tuesday. Look forward to the email blast. I will be letting you know if we do a theme, or if we're changing anything that we're doing. All right, and then as always, if you have any feedback, you can go ahead and let us know. Greatly appreciate it.